Well, happy Monday. A couple of cool climate slash visual things to look at before we talk about our storm coming. But this is a look from satellite of all the different fires that raged across the planet last year. So this is cumulative for the entire year, not one specific day, but typical areas that get fires having pretty severe fire seasons across Africa into South America. And then we can see North American fires, which most of us are going to be more familiar with. As we know, the West had a lot of fires, but you can also see those fires across Canada that created a lot of smoke that, of course, blanketed our summer. And we talked about the Antarctic heat wave a week ago. It's been making news the last couple of weeks, but now as folks have looked at the data even more, it appears as though that heat wave was the largest heat wave in terms of how different from normal that we have recorded. So almost 70 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. We haven't seen a heat wave of that extent. So pretty incredible news out of Antarctica. Meanwhile, here, of course, it was a cold weekend. Temperatures were well below normal, anywhere from about 10 degrees below normal in southwestern Minnesota yesterday to as much as 25 degrees colder than the normal here across northeastern Minnesota. And it was a cold morning, too, up there, back below zero for northeastern Minnesota. Ely was at 11 below, Cook 13 below zero, and another morning in the teens here in the Twin Cities. With some warming temperatures a little bit off to the west. So today is going to be warmer because the cold is really retreating. We'll get closer to 40. Already a winter storm watch out for the northeasternmost counties of the state. That's where we have the best chance of significant snow, where we're talking potential of half foot or more. And that system has been making its way onto the Pacific coast of California here overnight. It was out in the Pacific all weekend. We'll take a little closer view here and you can see they got quite a bit of rainfall, still raining in California. So there's the low. It's a big pool of cool air aloft, which creates that instability and huge band of showers that's been moving across California. So this storm will look very different by the time it gets here. These systems move over the Rockies, they get torn up and then sort of regroup. And that's what we'll be seeing. This is the trend in the pressure center. So where the storm center for this system has been with the American model, it has been migrating a little further to the northeast. So that's why there's been changes in the snow and rain forecast. And it seems as though the models are really locking in on keeping that low pressure center right in southeastern Minnesota, northeastern Iowa. And that's such that it'll probably keep it mainly in the form of liquid for us. So here we go. Tuesday afternoon, we see rain start to move in late in the afternoon. Potential for some ice overnight Tuesday night, basically north of the Twin Cities up towards Duluth, and then snow north of that. And then it turns over to snow for all of us here eventually Wednesday, by late Wednesday, probably into Wednesday evening. That's when we could see some snow. Still the possibility of a slushy coating of an inch, maybe 2 inches in the Twin Cities, and then it all wraps up. But that ice potential as we head into Tuesday night, again, mainly north of the Twin Cities, that's where temperatures will drop just below freezing. I think tomorrow night we stay above freezing in the Twin Cities, so that's why the ice chance is pretty low. But north of here, where it'll be liquid falling onto sub-freezing surfaces, that'll be a problem. So here's a look at 8 different model scenarios. Really kind of looking messy, but the general trend, I think you can see, is to put most of the snow, the blues and the purples, into northeastern Minnesota. So this is looking at all the different models lined up since Thursday, and you can see kind of all over in range. There have been some higher amounts, but those higher amounts of 10 inches or more, we're not seeing those in the models anymore. So they're starting to kind of hone in on a narrower solution. You don't want to see this. This was Friday and Saturday, wide variety, but as we head closer into time, now we're heading into a point in time where the solutions are narrowing. The maximum, the minimum, and then that average is about an inch or 2 for the Twin Cities now. So we want to see that narrowing of solutions. That gives us a little more confidence that the models have some clue as to what's going on. So for the Twin Cities, best chances, as we just mentioned, about an inch or 2 of snow. You get north of that or above that, really limited chances of that. So the chance of an inch or more of snow, northern half of Minnesota, you see everything here in reddish orange. That means 90% or greater chance. So that's where we'll definitely see some whitening of the ground. But you get further south, those chances drop. And when we look at the more significant chance of snow, 3 inches or more, it's only the northern half of the state that even has a chance. And then northeastern Minnesota is where it really becomes likely, and then not so much here. So probably not 3 inches in the Twin Cities. Maybe we could get a couple of inches, but like last week, it's going to be hard to see that all really accumulate at once on top of warm, wet ground. And it's the chance of over an inch of liquid really shifting east too. Now it looks more into Wisconsin with about 30% odds in the Twin Cities of seeing 1 inch or more of liquid. Still probably could see 3/4 of an inch. In fact, the blend of the models is sort of an average of the models. Still gives us 7 to 8/10 of an inch of water equivalent. And most of that is going to fall in the form of liquid in the Twin Cities, which is a little bit of snow. So that's still pretty significant. A lot of people have been wondering where the warmth is. There are trends in the models by the time we head into Sunday and next week of consistent warmth. In fact, here's the European model, a week from tomorrow, 61 degrees. And I wouldn't put any confidence into this. This is way out. But the American model, 73 degrees 2 weeks from now. That will almost certainly change. And will it actually hit 70 that day? Probably not. But it's giving us some hope that there is warming trends, at least, in all of the models once we head into next week and beyond. But this week's still going to be pretty chilly. Normal high is about 49. We stay below that all week, though not as cold as this weekend. So we do see that rain develop late tomorrow. And then rain turns to snow late Wednesday. Best chance of accumulating snow in the Twin Cities in southern Minnesota will be Wednesday night. Some leftover snow showers early Thursday, a chilly one, 38 only. And then warming as we head into the week. Another shot of maybe some rain and snow early Saturday, upper 40s. And I think we'll be 50 degrees again, finally, by Sunday. Hey everyone, meteorologist Sven Sundgaard here. Please be sure to like this video, also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this with others.